Right now you're watching live pictures, Air 15, just getting over scene of what we believe to be a police pursuit. As you can see, this vehicle traveling near the Biltmore Mall area. I'm going to work to get you across street here in just a second. But we just saw just a couple seconds ago before we went on air with you, this vehicle actually drove through the Biltmore Mall parking garage, driving pretty erratically, going through the Biltmore Mall parking lot, and is now on some surface streets. We don't know exactly why Phoenix Police is following this vehicle. We are working with their public information office right now to get some more information, but you can see this person now driving the wrong direction, trying to look for this cross street here. That appears to be 24th Street. They were just on, in a separate crash. Someone just crashed right there. So we're at 24th Street passing the Hong Kong restaurant. This person is now driving in the median right now. And we don't know exactly why Phoenix Police were following this vehicle. They are following this vehicle from the air. And they were following this vehicle. What we saw, a Phoenix Police officer just on the ground here. So right now they are on Indian School approaching 26th Street, I believe. And again, Air 15 just arriving here to the scene, so we don't know too much information on exactly why this driver is driving erratically or why Phoenix Police is chasing after this vehicle. As they approach State Route 51 now, passing right underneath State Route 51 in Indian School. Suspect is going westbound right underneath 51 now. Traveling westbound, this is going to be, suspect is heading towards Central. Now looks like the suspect is going to stay on Indian School, just passing 16th Street. If the suspect continues going westbound, suspect will pass right past the Phoenix VA Hospital and right past Central Avenue where the light rail is at. You can see a pedestrian right in the middle there, just past that pedestrian, went the wrong way for just a second. Suspect going on the median right now, westbound on Indian School Road. Should be approaching 7th Street here where the Phoenix VA is. Let's see what the suspect does right now. It looks like the suspect is at 12th Street in Indian School. Is going to go southbound now at 12th Street. So it's off Indian School, is southbound on 12th Street. I don't see any Phoenix Police in the area right now. I know that they're following overhead. We did see their Phoenix Firebird helicopter in the air here briefly. But the suspect now traveling southbound on 12th Street. Just got off of Indian School. And again, if you are just joining us, we do not know exactly why Phoenix Police is pursuing the suspect. You can see the suspect driving very erratically. Is he now 12th Street? Got off of 12th Street now and is going to be traveling, let's see what road that is. It's going to be Osborne. So westbound on Osborne. Looks like our helicopter trying to find exactly where the suspect went. Looks like we might have possibly lost him behind these condominiums here at the golf course. We're right in the area of 12th Street and Osborne here. And again, if you are just joining us here, don't know exactly why Phoenix Police were chasing the suspect. We are working with authorities right now to get some more information as Air 15 tries to find the suspect, which looks like we just got eyes back on the suspect here. As the suspect is now traveling eastbound on Osborne. Eastbound on Osborne is now going to go southbound. I believe that is going to be, just looking at my map here, it's going to be 16th Street in Osborne, going southbound on 16th Street. So the suspect is traveling southbound on 16th Street at this time, was traveling at one point on Indian School, was traveling at one point in the area of the Biltmore Mall area. So I'm just going to change that graphic for you right here so it's a little bit more generic. Just leaving 16th Street now. Is going to go now on Thomas, westbound on Thomas here. Driving the complete wrong direction on Thomas Road, going westbound on Thomas. At this point right now, if the suspect continues westbound, the busiest intersection that the suspect will hit will be 7th Street. At that point, the suspect will continue going westbound on Thomas, northbound on 7th Street, or southbound on 7th Street. Very busy corridors, the 7th Street and 7th Avenue corridors here. Going in the median right now on Thomas, approaching 7th Street here. We're just about to pass the Phoenix Country Club area. You can see on the top of your screen. So right now the suspect is approaching 7th Street and Thomas, going on the wrong direction, against traffic right now. Pass in the intersection of 7th Street and Thomas. Just missed a vehicle right there at 7th Street and Thomas. Suspect now going westbound, still going westbound on Thomas, just past 7th Street. The suspect is continuing, just went through 3rd Street in Thomas at a very high rate of speed here. The suspect will now be approaching the Central Avenue corridor. If you're familiar with Central Avenue in Phoenix, very busy road. You see the light rail tracks right there. We'll see what the suspect does here. Continues, is now going to go southbound on Central. You can see right there, just went southbound on Central Avenue from Thomas here. So if the suspect continues traveling southbound on Central Avenue, he or she, the suspect whoever's in this vehicle, will continue right into the downtown area. If you're a little unfamiliar with the Phoenix area, this is going to be uptown area is what we call it here in Phoenix, as the suspect continues southbound on Central Avenue right now. Southbound on Central Avenue. The next busiest intersection as we get through a couple of these high-rise apartments here is going to be McDowell. At that point, the suspect does have several options at that McDowell intersection, but right now the suspect is traveling southbound on Central Avenue at McDowell. And bear with us here as we get through a couple of these buildings. Just about to approach McDowell here in just a second. And again, if you're just joining us, we don't know why this suspect is being followed by Phoenix police. We don't see Phoenix police following the suspect very closely here. It looks like suspect did see some traffic. Oh, was going to make a turn. You can see the Phoenix police helicopter right there. We're going to give it a little bit of space as we try to get around this building here. But we're right in the area of Central Avenue and McDowell. So just give us 1 second as Air 15 gets around this scene. It looks like, is that the suspect? Nope, it's not going to be a suspect vehicle. You can see Phoenix police. Now the suspect is driving on the light rail track. The suspect is driving on the light rail track right now, folks. This is going to be northbound on Central Avenue, driving in on the light rail track. So now the suspect is traveling on the light rail, heading northbound on Central Avenue. Suspect saw the traffic at McDowell, decided to go against. And there we go. The suspect continuing on Central Avenue, passing at a very, very high rate of speed here, folks. Central Avenue right now should be approaching Thomas here in just a couple of seconds. It is off the light rail tracks here and is now going to go. There we go. So the suspect is going westbound right now. Westbound, I believe this is Virginia Avenue. So Central and Virginia area right now is sort of the residential area. Suspect now on First Avenue in the Virginia area, going through some residential area. We'll see if the suspect continues in this residential area. We'll see if this person tries to bail out. We don't know. Obviously, if this suspect is armed or dangerous, we don't know exactly the circumstances behind this chase. Phoenix police, you can see they weren't following too closely, but you can see several vehicles now in that area following after the suspect's vehicle here. And bear with us as Air 15 tries to get around these high rises that are in this area near Central Avenue and Thomas Road. Bear with us here just a second. We saw, again, several what appears to be Phoenix police marked cars and unmarked cars in the area right now. We're in the area of First Avenue and Thomas. Where Phoenix police are following a suspect. Just moments ago, we saw the suspect actually drive on the light rail tracks. So we don't know why the suspect is wanted from police. We don't know exactly how the situation unfolded. But again, the suspect just turned around near Central McDowell, went pretty erratically, drove the opposite direction on the light rail tracks at Central and McDowell here. And it looks like Air 15 did follow up. I believe this is a suspect's vehicle. Let's see here. Bear with us. So it appears right now we're on Thomas Road, westbound on Thomas Road, and we are trying to find that suspect vehicle. We did lose for just a moment there as the suspect went into a residential area near Central and Thomas. So again, folks, you're watching live coverage right now from Air 15 of a police pursuit that is happening in Central Phoenix. We just had our eyes on the suspect. It was in the area of Central Avenue and Thomas Road, where we saw the suspect at one point go southbound on Central Avenue from Thomas. Saw some heavy traffic at McDowell, and I believe, there we go, we have the suspect's vehicle once again. Let me try to get our cross streets. Let me get our, see exactly where we're at here. I'm not sure, folks, as I'm watching this live with you. This is Indian School and 17th Avenue, I believe. Suspect is now on Indian School, traveling westbound on Indian School here. We saw the suspect at one point at the Biltmore Mall area. We saw the suspect in Central Phoenix traveling on light rail tracks, even traveling the wrong way on light rail tracks. Now the suspect is going westbound on Indian School Road, approaching State Route 51 here. So the suspect at that point, once the suspect gets to the State Route 51 area, which we should see here, this is going to be Indian School, and gets to the intersection right there. So right now, suspect going westbound on Indian School Road. That was at 19th Avenue and Indian School Road. And excuse me, the suspect will be approaching Interstate 17 here in just a couple of seconds. Interstate 17, the suspect can go northbound or southbound. So we'll see what the suspect does. But right now, the suspect is traveling westbound on Indian School Road, approaching Interstate 17. And we should see the suspect approach Interstate 17 here in just a couple of seconds. So we see a pedestrian. Oh, okay, now the suspect is going to get off Indian School Road. Looks like the suspect might be traveling on 23rd Avenue. I believe this is 23rd Avenue and Indian School Road. Suspect elected to not go westbound on Indian School Road. And again, if you are just joining us, you're watching live coverage of Air 15 of a police pursuit in the Central Phoenix area. Right now, we're in the area of 23rd Avenue and Indian School Road. The suspect continues traveling on 23rd Avenue. The suspect will have a chance to get onto Camelback Road, which is a major thoroughfare in the Phoenix area. Okay, now the suspect is traveling in some more residential areas here. We're going to be just south of 23rd Avenue and Camelback Road here. I believe, if I'm looking at the map correctly, it's going to be the Highland Avenue area. So 23rd Avenue and Highland, as the suspect now appears to be going through a gated area. Looks like to be an apartment complex in this area. But again, if you are just joining us, you're watching live coverage from Air 15 of a police pursuit in the area of 23rd Avenue and Camelback. We do not know why Phoenix police are pursuing this suspect. If you've been watching here for the past couple of minutes, you've seen Phoenix police keep their distance away from this suspect. We saw at one point Phoenix police following after the suspect once the suspect went into a residential area, but they are keeping their distance from the suspect right now. We have seen the Phoenix police helicopter over the scene. So along with Air 15, Phoenix police is over the scene keeping an eye on this suspect. Right now, the suspect is right along the I-17 frontage road. So that freeway that you see right there, he is traveling northbound on the frontage road at I-17, approaching Camelback Road. So at that point, in any moment now, the suspect will have a chance to get onto Interstate 17, either go northbound or southbound, or continue on the frontage road, or could go westbound or eastbound on Camelback Road. As the suspect right now is approaching the I-17 Camelback intersection. Let's see, looks like the suspect is in the left turn lane. Let's see what the suspect does here, going towards traffic, and suspect will not. Looks like suspect is not going to elect to get on Interstate 17. Suspect is now going to be on Camelback Road. Suspect traveling westbound on Camelback Road right now, just passing westbound Interstate 17, going westbound right now on Camelback Road. And right now, the suspect just jumped a curb right now at 27th Avenue. Suspect now left Camelback Road, going northbound on 27th Avenue. Suspect going 27th Avenue, should be approaching Coulter Street, Missouri Avenue, continuing northbound. The next major road that this suspect will have is going to be Bethany Home Road. So right now, the suspect is traveling northbound on 27th Avenue at Bethany Home Road as we continue to watch this suspect live from Air 15. We don't know the details surrounding this suspect. We don't know why Phoenix police are following this suspect. As you see the suspect continue at a very high rate of speed going northbound on 27th Avenue. This is one of the fastest speeds that I have seen just observing from our Air 15 video that the suspect has been traveling on. The suspect has been usually keeping at a moderate rate of speed, but right now the suspect's going very fast at 27th Avenue right now. Should be approaching Bethany Home Road here in just a second. Let's see what the suspect does right now as they are approaching 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. We'll continue traveling northbound at 27th Avenue. Suspect just passed Bethany Home Road, Continuing northbound at continuing northbound at 27th Avenue, just passing Bethany Home Road. Next major intersection is going to be 27th Avenue in Glendale. 27th Avenue in Glendale, suspect still going northbound at 27th Avenue. Right now, the suspect is traveling 27th Avenue, going northbound on 27th Avenue. Should be approaching right now at Glendale Avenue here in just a second. And if you are just joining us here, you're looking at live pictures from Air 15 of this police pursuit in Phoenix. Looks like the suspect now is going to cut through that 7-Eleven intersection, or parking lot, to cut through the intersection. Suspect is now traveling eastbound on Bethany Home Road, approaching Interstate 17. So we'll see. Again, the suspect will have another opportunity to go either northbound or southbound on Interstate 17 from Glendale Avenue here. So let's see what the suspect does. Suspect appears to be stopping at this intersection and is going to go the wrong direction. Okay, folks, this suspect is going the wrong direction on the frontage road right here at I-17 and Glendale Avenue. This is the frontage road for the I-17 and Glendale. Suspect going the wrong direction right now, right along Interstate 17 near Glendale Avenue. So this suspect is going northbound in the southbound lanes in the frontage road. As Air 15 zooms out for just a second here, it's very difficult to see the suspect just due to that barrier wall that is on Interstate 17. But we just saw seconds ago that suspect going in the wrong direction on Interstate 17, on the frontage road for Interstate 17, north of Glendale Avenue here. And let's see if, just give us a second here, Air 15 trying to catch up and see where the suspect went. But right now, the suspect was last seen on the frontage road going the wrong direction on the frontage road from I-17 near Myrtle Avenue. So we're going to be in the area right now of 25th Drive and Myrtle Avenue. All right, it looks like we do have eyes on the suspect once again here, folks. So right now you just saw Phoenix Police cruiser that was in that area. We did see that suspect just go the wrong direction on Interstate 17 frontage road. The suspect is now traveling, I believe, southbound on 27th Avenue here. And let's see, we're going to zoom in here, 27th Avenue. The suspect is continuing to drive in the median right now along 27th Avenue. Now traveling the wrong way, and it is picking up a little bit of dust there just from the median. And it looks like, oh, there goes a tire. So the tire just blew out on one of these cars, on one of his tires. Suspect is stopping right now. Looks like the Bethany home is right there towards the south here. So we're right in the area of 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. And the suspect is going to go into a residential area here. And again, folks, viewer discretion is advised. We are not sure exactly why Phoenix Police are following after the suspect. Not sure if the suspect is armed and dangerous. And the suspect now just crashed into the front yard of a home in the area of 27th Avenue and Bethany Home. Crashed, and let's see if the suspect, looks like the suspect might have gotten out of the vehicle. Tough to see with that dirt right there, but again, we're in the area of 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road here, where the suspect just crashed into the front yard of a home. And bear with us here as Phoenix Police. You can see them swarming the neighborhood here. But again, we're in the area of 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road, where you saw this suspect just crash into the front yard here. Looks like the passenger door is also open there, so that's an indication that somebody else was in the vehicle as well. And you can see Phoenix Police now in their marked cars and in their unmarked cars swarming this neighborhood, again, near 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. You can see the shadow of the Phoenix Police helicopter there as Air 15 tries to find the suspect. I'm not sure exactly. That appears to be an undercover vehicle right there. You can see the flashing lights on that vehicle. And again, folks, here we're in the area of 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road, where we just saw a Phoenix Police pursuit come to an end after the suspect crashed right into the front yard of a home in this neighborhood here near 27th Avenue and Bethany Home. We don't know exactly how many people were in the vehicle, but I just saw, looking at it with you guys for the first time, that passenger door was open, the driver's side door was open, so any indication shows that there was two suspects in this vehicle. As you see, Phoenix Police approach that vehicle now. That is where the suspect crashed into the front yard here. So if you have any friends or family there in the area of 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road, go ahead and give them a heads up that there's an active police search now in the area of 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road after this suspect was seen traveling really in many different parts of the valley here this morning. This afternoon now. We first got word of this in the Biltmore area, where Phoenix Police in their helicopter spotted this vehicle near the Biltmore Mall area. We had our eyes from Air 15 on the suspect. The suspect traveled through the Biltmore Mall parking garage, and then at that point started traveling westbound. Went westbound on Indian School for quite some time, past State Route 51, continuing on a couple side streets before ending up on Central Avenue. The suspect went southbound on Central Avenue, past Thomas. Suspect got to about to McDowell Road, saw very, very heavy congestion in the area, went ahead and turned around on the light rail tracks, went the opposite direction, went northbound in the southbound lanes of the light rail tracks on Thomas for quite some time, eventually got back onto Thomas, and then went westbound on Indian School Road again, and then went through a couple neighborhoods, went past Interstate 17, and then this is where we have ended up now in the area of 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road, where the suspect search is now ongoing. You can see Phoenix Police surrounding that suspect's vehicle. That is the vehicle that you see on your screen that was used in this police pursuit here this afternoon. So again, our news desk is working with Phoenix Police right now to get some more information on exactly who these suspects are or who the suspect is. But again, if you have any friends or family there in the area of 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road here this afternoon, go ahead and give them a heads up that there's an active police search happening right now after this police chase ended here just a couple of minutes ago. You can see that is the suspect's vehicle. Passenger side door open, driver's side door open, and I don't see anybody who has been detained or who is in custody right now. You can see Phoenix Police surrounding this neighborhood as they search for the suspects that were involved in this police pursuit that you've been watching live unfold on our ABC 15 Facebook page and our ABC 15 mobile app. So again, right now you're looking at live pictures. You can see now the K9 unit is out there. We're four Phoenix Police, we're in the area of 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road, where for the past half hour or so we've been following a police pursuit going really throughout the Phoenix area. We saw the suspect. We first got eyes on this suspect, Air 15, that in the Biltmore Mall area, where the suspect we saw go right through a parking garage, weaved in and out of some parking spots at the Biltmore, and then continued to go southbound until hitting Indian School. At that point, the suspect went westbound on Indian School, went underneath State Route 51, continued westbound, and then eventually made its way to Central Avenue. At that point, the suspect was traveling at a high rate of speed at Central Avenue, was past Thomas Road, was approaching McDowell. The suspect saw a very, very heavy intersection with a lot of traffic. At that point, the suspect turned around, and if you're familiar with that Central Avenue and McDowell area, there's the light rail tracks that are right there. The suspect went ahead, made a U-turn on the light rail tracks, and went the opposite direction on the light rail for quite some time. Luckily, the light rail was not in service in that exact area. As we see right now, the SWAT team and Phoenix Police surrounding this area. Let's see here. As Air 15 zooms in, just so we can give you exact location here. We're at Bethany Home and 29th Avenue. So Bethany Home and 29th Avenue here. So let me go ahead and update that again. 27th Avenue was our major cross street, but now that we know the exact cross street here, let me go ahead and just let everyone know at home. We're in the area of 29th Avenue and Bethany Home Road here. Thanks to Air 15 for zooming in on that for us. But again, we saw the suspect travel on Central Avenue down towards McDowell, go the opposite direction on the light rail tracks, and then continue going northbound until the suspect then hit Indian School Road again, went westbound at Indian School Road, approached Interstate 17. At that point, the suspect really had a lot of options of what they could do. They could have went on Interstate 17. They could have continued on the frontage road. The suspect elected to continue going westbound, and that is how really we ended up in this area here. Before the suspect crashed in the area of 29th Avenue and Bethany Home, the suspect's tire blew on 27th Avenue. The suspect then pulled off into a residential neighborhood, and the suspect now crashed into the front yard of a home right in the area of 29th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. So that is really how this whole situation unfolded here this morning and this afternoon. We don't know why Phoenix Police were following this vehicle to begin with. We don't know the circumstances behind it. But if you were watching our live coverage here, either if you're watching us on our ABC 15 Facebook page or on our ABC15 mobile app or .com, you saw the suspect traveling at a very, very high rate of speed throughout Phoenix. We did not see any crashes that were directly involving the suspect. We did see a secondary crash, though, that occurred. I believe that was around 16th Street and Indian School Road. I might be a little off on that, but we did see a secondary crash in that area here due to the fact of this driver driving erratically. As you see, Phoenix Police right now swarming this neighborhood near 29th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. If you were watching the chase with me live, you would have seen Phoenix Police not really following closely behind the suspect. They kept their distance, but they did have Phoenix Police that were in the air, so they were tracking the suspect's vehicle in the air via their Phoenix Police helicopter. But they kept their distance from the suspect's vehicle this afternoon, as the suspect was just driving erratically up and down Phoenix City streets here for about an hour or so. So as you look at live pictures right now, we saw just about, I would say about 10 minutes or so ago, it's 12:40 approaching in Phoenix right now, we saw the suspect crash into the front yard of a home, and then immediately there was some dust that got brought up due to that crash, and almost like magic, the suspects were out of the car, and we saw all of a sudden two car doors that were open, a passenger side door and the driver's side door, and now Phoenix Police are swarming this neighborhood right now to try to locate these suspects. All right, if you are just joining us here, you're continuing to look at live pictures. We're in the area of 29th Avenue and Bethany Home Road and in the western portion of Phoenix here this afternoon, where Phoenix police are looking for what we believe to be either one or two suspects that were responsible for this police pursuit that happened throughout the city of Phoenix here this morning and early this afternoon. If you are just joining us here, we started this pursuit in the Biltmore Mall area where we saw the suspect go through the Biltmore Mall parking garage, actually, go in and out of the parking garage, and then go through the parking lot at the Biltmore Mall, go in and out of some parking spots. At that point, the suspect got on the surface streets and started going westbound back towards more of the central Phoenix area. We saw the suspect go westbound on Indian School Road, and at one point the suspect did go southbound on Central Avenue. As we look right here from Air 15 video, that is the suspect's vehicle. You can see what appears to be multiple car doors open now. I'm not sure exactly. When we first got onto the scene here, we saw two car doors open, the passenger side door and the driver's side door, and these suspects got out of the car very, very quickly after crashing into this front yard in the area of 29th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. Right now, Phoenix police are looking for the suspects responsible for this chase. We do not know why Phoenix police initially started this pursuit, but their air units were closely following the suspect as the suspect went through again, like I just said, the Biltmore Mall area, went along Central Avenue, traveled at Central Avenue and Thomas, went southbound at Central and McDowell. And then at that point, the suspect, if you were watching live with us here, the suspect actually went the wrong direction, saw some traffic approaching McDowell, went the wrong direction at Central Avenue and McDowell on the light rail track, started going northbound in the southbound lanes on the light rail track as the suspect was continuing going northbound on the light rail tracks. Eventually got off, went to some residential neighborhoods, went westbound again on Indian School, and started really going towards the I-17 area. Suspect went along the I-17 frontage road. Suspect had two options to get onto the I-17 at Indian School Road and Camelback. Elected to stay on surface streets, and this is where we really ended up here. After the suspect's vehicle, one of the tires on the vehicle on the right side of the vehicle actually blew out. The suspect then, for about a minute only after it blew out, the suspect then turned into a residential neighborhood, lost control of the vehicle, and crashed right into this front yard that you can see right in the middle left of your screen. You can see the suspect's vehicle. And now Phoenix police are swarming this neighborhood right now in undercover cars, in marked cars. I believe I saw the SAU unit out there to try to apprehend these suspects and get them into custody. So again, if you have any friends or family that happen to be in the area of 29th Avenue and Bethany Home Road, just give them a heads up here that there's an active police search that is ongoing in their neighborhood right now. As you continue to look at live pictures, you can see really Phoenix police at almost every inch of this neighborhood right now, just trying to make sure that they find these suspects here. Not sure. We saw them jump out of the vehicle very, very quickly after they crashed, and then they went into this residential neighborhood here in the area of 29th Avenue and Bethany Home Road.
Good.
Hey, it's not on.
Can you give me one check, please?
Thank you so much.
This is Sergeant Jonathan Howard, Phoenix Police Department.
What's your...
Is everyone good?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hachi, when do you turn it on?
Red button.
Oh? Oh, you got it? Oh, there we go.
¿Sí está prendido?
I don't know. I don't see it on.
Here, I'll just...
Oh, I see. Oh, no. Oops.
Alright, there we go. Okay. I'll just... Thank you.
I'm Sergeant Jonathan Howard with the Phoenix Police Department. This remains an active scene. We're out here in the neighborhood near 27th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. What I can tell you so far is that about 11 o'clock this morning, officers with our auto theft task force here in the Phoenix Police Department located an occupied stolen vehicle. That vehicle was occupied by a known suspect who has prior arrests and actually an active warrant for stolen vehicle. He has prior incidents of felony flight from law enforcement. They surveilled him for some time. At a point in this, they attempted to make a stop. He again fled. They backed off from him and allowed our air support to surveil him from a distance. During that time, about 43rd Avenue and Bethany Home Road, the man and woman both exited their car. They stole another person's car at gunpoint. We continued the surveillance of that vehicle for a while. In the area of about 2200 East Camelback Road, they went into a parking structure or parking area where they again stole another car at gunpoint. It was at that location that shots were fired. I believe at this point we have one officer that fired his weapon. It's undetermined if the suspect fired at anyone or at officers at that contact, but he was in the process of stealing a vehicle at gunpoint. That vehicle again fled. And it took us over to this area just prior to the vehicle becoming disabled. We had an officer successfully spike and deflate the tires of that vehicle, which ultimately ended this pursuit and surveillance. The vehicle came to rest in a residential yard up here. The woman has been taken into custody. The suspect remains outstanding, although we do believe we have him contained in about a 4 or 6 home area. We have our SWAT team on scene right now, and they are searching those homes and searching the surrounding area. We have a lot of officers in the scene, a lot of officers in the area. We believe the overall neighborhood is safe, but if you're in close, we're asking that you lock your doors and you call the police if you see anything unusual or you hear anything, report it to us and we'll send a team over to check you immediately. Right now we're hoping to get this man into custody in hopefully the next few minutes.
Is he still armed?
We are assuming that he is still armed, yes.
When you took the woman into custody, was she armed?
I do not believe she was armed.
Did they initially spot that first stolen
He was
car?
first spotted in this stolen vehicle, or the first of the stolen vehicles, about 51st Avenue and Broadway.
Okay.
And it's 3 stolen vehicles, right?
It's at least 3 stolen vehicles and a warrant for a stolen vehicle, an outstanding arrest warrant for another stolen vehicle.
When he carjacked the person at the Biltmore, was anyone else hurt in that?
I am not aware of any injuries reported. Thankfully, I think a lot of us were watching this on TV. We saw the reckless manner this man was driving. The fact that we don't have any reported injuries at this time is absolutely amazing.
Do you think?
Does this guy have a violent history?
He does. He has a history for similar offenses like this. So I'll know more once I get an opportunity to talk with the detectives. Obviously, they're still engaged in the search.
You think he might be inside a home right now?
He very well may be.
Does he live in this area?
I don't know. So as soon as I get the next update, which is hopefully him being taken into custody, I'll come back and give you all the information I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Howell.
Yes. Yeah, give me a second. Get over.
I guess the next cover on them. Yep, but you have a bunch of stuff.
Hey, Jim, can we grab them real quick?
Yeah.
Hi, sorry.
I'm like shooken up still.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
I got some video from that way, but when he came out of, I don't know if it's a gas station or when he
He
got
was
off
at
Arco off the freeway, we were turning and he like almost sideswiped us and he turned. She was sitting on that side and I could see him, and then it just went faster, and then you just see all the SWAT going by. It was very traumatic, and the police, you couldn't come over to this lane to turn, so we ended up in that neighborhood trying to get to the doctor, and that's when you could see all the snipers behind their cars, the police cars, and we couldn't get out of the neighborhood. We were going around and around trying to get out, and it was just not happening.
So you were at that gas station
literally
over there?
just came
When he
off
got
the
off the
freeway.
Okay, when
freeway.
you got off the
And
freeway.
he like cut right in front of us. And like my first instinct was like to turn
Swerve.
left because my sister was on the right side. And then right after that, 2 undercover cars come and then an armored tank. And you see the guy just like going over like this area right here. And then he took off. And then we couldn't get in because we're trying to get to the doctor's office. We ended up down that way.
By the
And then
elementary
the
school.
snipers, like we were kind of cornered in. So they had to let us out. And you just see the snipers taking their guns out. And it was crazy.
So you guys live in this neighborhood?
No, I
No,
was
we were
coming
going
to
to
the
the doctor.
doctor.
You were just, okay.
Yeah, and I got some video, but I was just so scared because, like, if he had hit us, he would have hit her. And that's just like, man, don't steal cars. You put innocent people at risk that are just trying to go about their daily life. This is not, yeah. And then getting caught in that whole sniper situation, I had her get down because I was, like, really scared.
Can you start from the beginning from when you guys saw something that was weird?
Yeah, I believe it was the 17th.
The 17.
I was getting off the freeway, and all of a sudden, out of the gas station comes the white
Like
vehicle.
gold. It was like a gold.
It was white.
I don't know.
It comes straight across, and I had to swerve left. And I'm like, oh, okay, it was just some guy just coming out really crazy. And all of a sudden, like, you see a tank coming, the armored tanks, and undercover cops. Like, everybody was just coming. But if I hadn't turned left at that moment, he would have hit us. And then we got blocked off because our doctor's right here. We ended up, like, in the alley, saw the snipers. She saw everything. She's like, only 8 years old and traumatic. It's crazy. I don't understand it.
Did you get a good look at the driver?
I did when he turned because he came. I was on the passenger side, and he came and for those 3 seconds we were like eye to eye, and then he turned real fast, and you get like frozen in that moment because I'm like, my daughter's right there, and then I didn't know if he was just being a reckless driver, but then when he took off further, and then you see the SWAT going by, I was like, oh my God, what's happening? I'm still in shock, man. I can't. And then getting caught up in the neighborhood, seeing the snipers, and she was scared. I was like, just get down, because I don't know if they're going to start shooting. And then we were trying to get out, but it was like a maze, because they had it all blocked off. And
then where we were at for a while, we have video of the
Yeah, we couldn't
snipers on the
move.
floor.
we couldn't move.
From over...
Yeah, from
By
over
the
there, because
elementary
we got, I didn't know he went this way. I was trying to turn around to get to this entrance to get to the doctor. Well, when I turned, all the cops came and blocked off all the entrances. So literally, like, from here to that white truck was where the snipers were. So then the cop had to, talk to us first so we could get out, make sure, we didn't have anybody in the car, I guess. So, and then we got out, but...
You guys are still obviously very shaken.
I'm
by
still
all
shook.
this.
And my doctor was like, what's wrong? Your blood pressure's really high. I'm like, I can't even... I was a first responder in 9/11, and this just is like, it's just shaking me up, because you never know, what's going to happen. And people, when they steal automobiles and do stuff, they're putting innocent lives at risk. This child has nothing to do with this, and here she is sitting in the car, and she could have got killed. And it's horrible.
You said you saw the driver. You made eye contact with
We
him.
made eye contact.
Describe the look on his face.
Surprised, and I don't know if it was surprised, but his eyes were like, he was just like, that he almost hit us. I don't really think he cared if he hit us, but he didn't want to stop. So he just kind of kept going, and she had to swerve left. And at that time, we didn't realize it was a
I
high
thought it was
pursuit.
just somebody, trying to cut us off.
Did he look
And then-
mad or anything?
He looked scared. His eyes were, he was just like in panic mode. We've all been in panic mode, but he was in panic mode. And I think at the moment, I didn't realize it was that high-speed chase. Because I was watching it at home before even coming to the doctor's when it was at Biltmore. Never thought it would end up over here where I was as we got off the freeway.
You mentioned you were a first responder during 9/11. Was that here in the Valley, or was
No,
that
we
in New
were
York?
living in New York.
You were living in New York.
Yeah.
Wow. And what were you a firefighter?
We were on our way to the Statue of Liberty when my kids were young, and that's when the planes hit. And yeah, it's traumatic because I just remember the sirens, and so you hear all the sirens now, and I'm like just going back to that. And then my kids are in the car. I've already lost one son that got shot in this neighborhood for helping somebody move furniture. So I'm just like, I'm moving doctors. I'm not coming over here again.
You lost your son in this neighborhood?
Yeah, my son was murdered in 2008. He was here at a house and he got shot. He was waiting for somebody to pick him up. That's a whole nother story. I'm like, it went to trial. I can't do that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wow.
But I'm not coming back to these neighborhoods. Can't do it.
Get everyone's names real quick?
Yeah.
I'm Isabel Martinez.
Will you spell it, please?
ISABELMARTINEZ.
Denise Covarrubias, Covarrubis. And this is Mandy, same last name.
Amber Rose Covarrubias.
Tell them what you said about what happened.
Were you scared? Yeah. What did you think when your mom said get down? Did you know what was going on?
No, not really.
Were you scared when the car came towards us?
Yeah, she saw it too. She looked out and she let out a scream. You okay?
Yeah.
And she kept asking right now at the doctors, are we safe? Are we safe? And I'm like, yeah, we're safe.
DENISE.
Yeah.
And you said you were pulling out in your car when the driver nearly hit you.
Yeah, we were getting off the freeway, like,
Yeah. How it turns in
it was
to get
just
onto
like-
Bethany. He came, I believe it was an Arco, because he came straight across. And I'm like, oh great, it was just a bad driver. But no, then you see
the SWAT
SWAT
goes
come
by.
right across.
You're getting off the freeway right here on I-17 and
I-17, yeah, we were turning left because my doctor's right there. So we were coming this way. He cuts through the gas station. She's in the far lane here. Look, I'm still shaking. And he goes like that and he almost hits us. And she turns left, and that's when me and him made eye contact. And he just like turned and kept going. And then I was like, oh my God, what's he doing? And then you see the SWAT go by. Like, we saw like 4, I think.
So were you getting off the I-17?
Yes.
Onto Bethany?
Onto Bethany.
When he nearly hit you?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Denise.
You're welcome.
Can I, sorry, I'm getting out of everyone's way. I know you guys emailed the video, but is it possible to just text it to me or email it to me? Just we'll edit from here and feed it back?
Okay, I have a lot of it. So some of it's shaking.
Okay, well,
but,
understandably.
I don't even know what to do right now. Hold on. Okay. What is your email?
No, it's Katie.
Katie.
Period.
Period.
CONN. PR. At ABC.
Okay. ABC.
15.
I'm still shaking though. I'm like, I know.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
.com.
Oh my God, I'm just looking at .com.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send it to you. I'm going to send the videos.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just happy we're out. Okay.
Yeah, you're safe now.
You're
Look
safe.
at all these officers right there that keep you safe.
That's what they're here for, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did they send anything to edit with you? Because I don't have anything.
Oh, we need to call and tell him.
Yeah, well, they should know because I didn't have anything
Will
set
you
to
call
TV.
and tell him? I'm gonna go get some more information with the guy here. So that's there.
Yeah, because you're going to have to send a live truck or something. trying to come up with a plan as to sending someone out here. I guess who's going to take over the possible live shot editing.
Oh, because we're gonna. And I have an extra car. I don't know if that helps. Anything else it does not matter.
This is going to be someone's going to take over for me, basically. They keep forgetting I come in at 8 o'clock.
I know.
Oh, we forgot. How long have we been doing this schedule?
Just 10 years.
Well, my schedule has been that way for a few months. A few months. Almost a year.
Yeah. That's badass. Hey, it's Katie. Hey, the last girl who we interviewed, the woman, she'd actually talked to the desk because she had emailed video and pictures of the snipers. Can you guys forward that to us? I asked her to send it to me directly, but just in case she doesn't. Isabella or something? Isabella or something. Okay, cool, thanks. Okay, thanks. Okay, bye.
should give to you anything.
All the phones out. They picked a good day to do this. The first thing is you don't kill the phone line that works while you bring up another one.
That was.
Yes, when a card so you can log.
What?
When a card so you can log.
Oh, I guess I could do that too. Yeah, I should call and see what they want exactly. Since we're not gonna have a truck here for a while, how are we going to?
You should be able to get a truck here by now because the whole neighborhood is 208 and we'll have people move at 1. Because I can bring you the card that I was using. I was going to call and see if they wanted to stop rolling for a while. got so